Ikafanyi wula mansa mbota All Gambia Forestry Platform mbota NEA mbota GIO ntol environmentally solu ngani ko condemnle kaje ko jamani sawosang alnga nyoso bang sabi jin ko sawosay ka kodole bondi kana yiru tutola jang fulan jang fana sabi jin ko le mumoti mini alon kay mamay janci kay yadi mbenyi itanila ministre na la mola ko ye kuma kawo min fa ye muri nokan moye karafa fengola ite ko ite onile ikanwa ye danne mun ko sifala woti ye nyin kenota ya karfa me ministre le masoela so therefore ka fon kawo en danne nga pour nga nyin dulani ila fengo e kawle di nyimmi ya lon ka ay ya diala ntol Gambia nol malala nga nyin kibaro soto ko nyin kewle kido dundina nyin banko kan ataw mo kilon le fana tata dula do ta tinyaro kije ako jam fana ya tinya wota kala bi falbe sonna wala ban falte sonna albe sonna ban falte sonna woto mbenyi yitandila Gambia be karton kolle alal bulo wulindi karton gunjuru kolle sabijin kolle you environmentally solle alngam bulo dunyo kono ngaje ko jang akana kijang.
Everyone, I'm very proud to be part of this protest against environmental deforestation that is taking place here in Sukuta. We are people from Katong. We have been standing for our environment for so long. We have seen the damages caused by our very own government, who is supposed to protect the environment. We have seen that our government, instead of protecting our environment, they are the very one who is encouraging these sand minings in all the coastal villages in Combo. Again, we have seen that they have started to encourage the Salaji Sukuta forest. So that's why we cannot sit in Katong. We see the need that it's our responsibility to join as environmental group, to join our hands with the people of Sukuta in solidarity with the people of Sukuta to say no to environmental destruction, to say no to deforestation, to say no to sand mining, to say no to any other form of environmental damage. A damage of environment in one side of the country is a damage to the environment anywhere in the country. So that's what we, the people of Katong, understand, and that's what we stand for. We are in solidarity with the people of Sukuta. Even if we are not invited, we will invite ourselves here to make sure that we protect each and every environment within the four corners of the Gambia. So that's why we are here. We are here to protect the environment. We are here to make sure that the environment.
Abdou Kecham, Sukta Ward. Follow mba sate alfal kontona mbe tento mbe jeyla bake na alkalo al high coast cham mba kontona anala dimbabe man parman chief na kontona alay Mohammed Bojang na VDC chairman Honorable Buba Cham mba fana kontona bake nala VDC executive molbe Honorable MP Sanamenteng constituency Honorable Facham mba fana kontona ban feja ani kafol min biale ibe bota banko dawda ibe ban feja media house mbadul mi bota fa gunjur mbadul mi bota fa Katong mbadul mi bota banko dawda min nata ka lo sate fe mbanyin ko la ko min kono kamutan fe in solidarity with Sukuta Forest Committee, Task Force Committee, mbebe tonto mbebe jela bak mol mi be nata ja mbe alone dalio mi an sijang wolon na foresto mansakunda bulo foresto kono mi alon mansakunda la department mi alo ka Minister of Environment under the leadership of Minister Roy John Manjang ani other ministry Plus Dolko, Minister of Forestry, National Environment Agency, NAWEC, all these are partners mi ala ibeba nyinko kono mi ala iba nyim forest nyin tinya kono katuko niaji be komanto sanji dantan ko ma bring OMVG plan bakela forest to ya forest male sate mol wula kala muta sate mol wulta kola ya ko condemn ya bay kacha kita kola atata up to parliament level dialogue sol keta katani ko itelman ko foreso sukuta talo hodi tonyer baldi foreso mi ala ba sukuta itelman ko bo sukuta ko sutan ko itelman ko sutan ko talo foreso ya o kaja sotota man sakundani tax force committee jawmane nyol kata ala ya solo nyol pamata cham mama ke boja nyol ibe be baluri janne mokoto be sia right wolbe kata jano kaja kata ya nyina tandi ko o mistake ko ketale I wota sate apologize la iba sate dana in the future anything naba kela agreement keta ko lale ministry level permanent secretary amabe mo jama ya amabe ani the current minister of petroleum will be director in those days will be a meeting on mabel ya nyina tandi ko suktan ko mbal hakil dana bar sinin sama femba kela la forest auto femba kela je mba sate mol kalam tandala bare nyimmi be kake alkalo kama kalamuda sefo kama kalamuda VDC kama kalamuda councilo kama kalamuda NP kama kalamuda o sate kono jamala yin ko kalamuda o mu district balde mialo mansa kunda ka tamani wonya o mu kulta ma ni silo manta ani luwa manta mansa kunda yin na foko ni femba kela iba sate kalam tandala lale kaje ko doku ba kela foro ya fo sate ni si ya kaja o manke yin silo do fana o do kamala mansa kunda yin na foko foreso mamila kela sai mo foreso fence lale iba jel ning foreso fence la ni encouragement o mimbe kake ni kundu min ka foreso la aba danale ni mo taraje alaje dolarin fence maybe 2% or 3% man sakunda fence in the start ya stop for the simple reason nyina mila nganioti this is their intention pour que forest obey ka sepun ka kele residency because minister of environment I work for ako the population is to increase, then that means the forest has to be destroyed for settlement. Minister Wolf, ako forest or ako population bakeri banko kan. Hada madung yuriko siya batale iman sidla so. Fo sidla o sidla inda ka Gambia sate kun abe inda ka sukudal diba. Woto mba fol adam borona la mansa kunda mba kulamin kun anyenta dannale. Kato ko birin Salaji ya belata sukta ne masu ya belata sukta sutuba kon ya belata ansa amam danno forest of na mim alon na balo ni na jata kena be bol bala environment minister about tamol just a couple of weeks ago COP 29 in Azerbaijan that summit is purely for environmental issues minister kamile fono jama mele fono je ko attack environment about preserve kan no it's a big shame for minister ta summit to attend why is minister jena ko forest atinya you know so mimbije mama sakunda kumanda iba minna I stop na nyimfinto minke ndara forest pour kana lo latandi dunia la al masakunda katani ko mimba keri ani luwa manta oto mba condemn kan bill 100% billion percent ngo nyinna na finti foloti nyimbanke finti labantu de ndata jele ko na kachaso kunun ko yankol IG's office can I mean hold on me please yankol IG's office yesterday kunun ko kona tandam IG's office ko nkata amila we information on Facebook ko we calling for a larger number people to come out in large numbers. That being the case, we should apply for permission. Nyenda permito talale nkwe kontel nyaje man permito ta. We have consultation with our people, stakeholders. They advise us not to write for any permit because it's a press release, it's not a press conference, and na on can okonolom. So we feel ko amanjerka press to write for seek for permission. But bigele naje para na PIU units ya invade iko press release mbami keka is not in line with the constitution. You know amanke luat nyenta stoplal. That was the reason bijang. But mbatandila mansakundala ko this is just the beginning. Nyino sinda foloti kata kana duata amanke ko jote ala mboriji na rajande bani ala sonda mobe Gambia be sukta ko lonne sukta ko na bika bay sukta ko bika bay and we will send this message to the Gaj global company or property whatever I mean ke busumbala wati ata wadla sukta jam I mean ke blakondo lami I mean ke lami what ata wadla sukta jam we swear to our dead body this is the first time we coming up with another steps me along binalale mo mota ubaila na dia PIU unit or na dia IG sarda kombala alondi je sarda komba ni wole naje sabi ta baila anun ta baila ni ala sonda. The reason we are here the amount of jamfal bake but nyimu sinya follow di sate moti jamin lafta nyina because mbe alon environment banko fon ko biri president Jawara the late president Jawara kon na wulo nyenta dandaw nyenta preserve la so woto kamala Adam Barrow manyana kala moti mi ala na dandaw tinyala ya jambe 22 years nena ma ya jambe moya sate la forest ma nena ma moya ke nena ma je ya jambe ak why Adam Barrow ban forest ma la so Adam Barrow this is just a please ndel mu banko telbe la fa Cairo lañ banko kan mi mu banko la Cairo anala euro an telbe bala wolto right man la fi fene mi ala banko tinyala woto Adam Barrow mbe danna inila man sekunda si ala nyindi sominta ala ajibe ku ala barak
Okay, one for him, please.
Can you give me we are here to do a press release on that, and then based on that this is the press release which is Sukuta Sabiji Dembadu town, Common North West Coast region, today the 14th of December 2024. Press statement on Minister of Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources, allocation of a portion of Sukuta Salaji Forest Park to Gambia, Angola, China holding, which is called a GACH, through a memorandum of understanding, and another portion allocated for tipper garage, totaling a land size of 4.4 hectares. This press statement is an add-on to one issued by the executive of Sukuta Village Development Committee in October 2024, and is intended to remind the government of the Gambia through Minister of Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources its sacrosanct obligation to protect and preserve our environment with the view of mitigating impact of climate change and other detrimental effects of deforestation on our country. The Gambia is signatory to international conventions such as reduction in emission through deforestation and forest degradation, which is the REDD Plus, RDD Plus, United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, United Nations Convention on Combat Desertification, etc., which the government is expected to uphold and protect for the common good of our dear nation, the Gambia. In this frank admission of our environmental realities at the time, a concern for the future generation, late former President of the Republic of the Gambia, Sir Dawda Kairaba Jawara, in 1997 made a policy pronouncement to conserve for now and posterity as wide as a spectrum as possible of our remaining fauna and flora. Having cited above references, we are exceedingly concerned about the Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources decision to allocate a portion of Salaji Forest Reserve to a private company to venture into profitable business and also a garage for trucks without any prior consultation with members of the community or regards to impacting these activities would have on our environment. Furthermore, Salaji Forest Park hosts boreholes that supply water to most of the greater Banjul area, according to NAWEC, and it is therefore our considered view that using a portion of the forest as basalt depot and truck garage will pose significant risk to the health of the masses. These non-forestry activities will undoubtedly affect our ecosystem, damage forest cover, and accelerate impact of climate change on our community. On 4th November 2024, the community representatives met the Honorable Minister of Environment with her team for a possible dialogue to have a change of mind to look for a different place for this project. But this was not possible as there was no positive results of this engagement. Even if the project is a temporary one, as alluded by the Honorable Minister, its devastating impacts on our environment and safe drinking water will never be assured to possible contaminations as a result of the project. The community of Sukuta for more than 30 years is faced with rapid decline on our environment, such as the frustration of Salaji Forest Park, occupation of agricultural lands for residential purposes, leading to greenhouse effects, loss of biodiversity, water supply and waste disposal, congestions of residential land, amongst a host of other issues. The people of Sukuta and those in the diaspora over the past 6 years have contributed their meager resources annually and planted thousands of trees in that forest park with a clear intention to keep it alive and ensuring that it regain its cover for the benefit of all. The annual tree planting exercise was done even during COVID-19, where social distancing was observed. In 2021, with the Minister of Environment, through with MECCNAR, through the Department of Forestry, DOF, allocated a portion of the same forest reserve to NAWEC for the OMMVG. The project promises to fence the entire perimeter of the forest park to prevent other future encroachment after an extensive engagement with the community of Sukuta. Assurance was also given that the ministry will facilitate to co-management of forest park between the Department of the Forest and community of Sukuta. These were communicated through minutes of meeting between the Minister of Petroleum, Minister of Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources, Department of Forestry and community of Sukuta, West Coast region, regarding a piece of land allocated to NAWEC for the construction of 225 kV lines substation held on Tuesday, 1st June 2021 at Ministry of Petroleum and Energy's boardroom. Sadly, MECCNR did not only renege on its promises and as mentioned above, but seem motivated to destroy more forest covers for commercial purposes contrary to functions of the ministry. It is indeed disturbing and contradicting to observe a ministry that is mandated to protect our environment engage in activities that completely diverges from such commitments and international obligations. In conclusion, the community of Sukuta and its members, well-wishers, environmentalists, civil society organizations and other concerned Gambians wishes to engage the government, Life Ministries and all other stakeholders for a meaningful dialogue to amicably resolve this matter to avoid any form of violence or protest. We humbly demand the following. 1. The Minister of Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources and the Minister of Local Government and Lands and Regional Affairs engage the community of Sukuta even before allocating the part of the forest to any institution, much more a private business entity. Let them have these discussions with the community about their decision. Even where there are laws governing the land system, traditional ownership is valued as part of the legal system and recognizing in every country. 2, government should desist from allocating communal land to any department or agencies or institutions or private individuals in the name of a state allocation or a change of use more a forest land that has been reserved for many years. 4, amendment of the State Land Act 1991, which has been a source of ministerial abuse of power and authority to allocate people's traditional lands to any one of their choice, including relatives and rich personalities at the detriment of poor citizens of Sukuta and Kombo. We believe that the laws are discriminatory and do not in any way present the current realities of the people. 5, seek advice for degazetting of Salaji Forest Park and engage in co-management with the community or to avoid further encroachment. 6, the state of the fencing of the forest be investigated and resolved in order to protect the park and stop illegal dumping of garbages in the forest park. The ministry must follow due process to reserve the forest and refrain from carrying out non-forestry related activities in the forest, which contravenes the Forestry Act 1998. And lastly, but not least, last but not the least, health and well-being of the people must take precedence over commercial consideration. Thank you all for your kind attention. The Task Force Committee, VDC. Thank you. In short, what we are trying to say, what we are trying to emphasize here is the Sukuta Salaji forest has been encroached by the Minister of Environment, allocated to one person, just an individual, in fact a businessman called Abubakar Jawara. Because following the history, we've all heard that Senegal, our neighboring country, this is where, because Gambia doesn't have basalt, and Gambia is importing basalt from Senegal. And according to the statement from Senegal, that there will be no more importation of basalt to other countries, neighboring countries. In other sense, they are also trying to reserve the basalts that they are also having for proper use. But then, according to the statement that we have, the Minister of Environment allocated a piece of land, 4.4 hectares from Sukuta Salaji forest, which is being allocated to an individual, a businessman, to reserve basalt, and of course a garage. So we condemn this. We condemn this in totality. We condemn it in totality, and we condemn it in totality. It is not according to the law. Gambia has very, very good laws. We have enacted very good laws as Parliament, but implementation is always our challenge. Implementation is always a problem. You cannot put a law in your own hand. Nobody has a law in your own hand. Even the ministry doesn't have a law in his or her own hand. There are procedures. Yes, we all know that there is an act, a Forestry Act, but despite the Forestry Act, which was enacted by the Parliament, despite that we have the Forestry Act, we should implement it accordingly. The Forestry Act has procedures, and we should follow those procedures accordingly. It is not just that you jump up in a land and give it to an individual for his business purposes. So we condemn it in a totality, and we are pointing our finger to the Minister of Environment to make sure that this act will stop it with immediate effect. So in short, mbemi foka wole myentiko Sukuta Salaji, Sukuta Nkolu ngani ni ku yale soto, and wo Sukuta Salaji ni ajube dulalo mi yalonko na bulu lalu mini yalonko mumol ni mamol wole yata ya reserve na molie, and the reservation of minken na molie wole muntol multi bi ni ajen tolbe sirin kenol kono wulula le ya reserve ni ma reserve nyen tol dolta dulal soto lambe sila daming woton telefona be la flanga dulal reserve dingoli. Yes, masakunda e sembo soto le kadula gazette ngalon ne ko luwa be larine, but despite luwa fana ibuko luwa ta yata mandi bulo kono, there are consultations in yonta minkela ni be dula di forest la silo le be yonta tala ni mela, despite you are the ministry responsible for the forest, but ita dula sikala ya sika ya the individual le praeta e muna fangala Sukuta le kenolo abantale. We are crying that konna kenolo abantale according to na councilor ya fojana, as alluded by our councilor, honorable councilor. Nemazu abotan na kenole bala, Brusubi abotan na kenole bala, Salaji abotan na kenole bala, and you count them, Bijulo abotan na kenole bala. So when we Sukuta are so generous to do that, and we accept that, why not? What generosity you accept accepting fe yalon ko sukuta manke sate te dem yalon ko sate jawolom so mbem pulo point la ministry la ka make so ko nyi ak nyi laftala ay stop with immediate effect dulalo mini yalon ko ya reserve le hanna tara ministry e sembo so ta ko do kaje bari tani silola luwa nyon tatala minna ay tawola woto point so lebe min tata 4.0 woro fo worola ngambulo chodala pour ka fay ko ay woli noma deforestation no nabe kala nin deforestation no be kala forest oto ya mexico ya sate nyin consult andum national assembly nga letter right le mi yal ko nga sama na environment committee su ko to community ya sama national assembly environment committee nga letter do right le mi yal ko nga sama the public petitions committee but they are yet to sit over the case imansi case ni na follow because national assembly also has some proceedings a communique and we have to follow those proceedings duly so committee session says soto and other proceedings yes there can be a motion but then fana imansi ala but siyo min ketala fana si killing wala ketala wala nyinto ko budget by large lebe caring and we seize that opportunity to engage the ministry over the case but minister Nying then she went to COP29 in Azerbaijan atata wala lanu so kabiri wobatala permanent secretary nata and then wo permanent secretary nying ngai tandi permanent secretary nyin nale ko case min belarinte but permanent secretary ko makine for I challenge him for that ako janni tolka nyin land ma ye consultation okele but I demand the minutes of that meeting woketa damen I demand the attendance list of that meeting and I demand the photograph of that meeting to be an evidence to rely on for whether it's a fact or not so because we rely on facts and we are doing our fact finding and we are not relenting ila decision let the ministry rescind their decision and according to the minutes coming sort of from our VDC ngamoli sotole mini yalon ko tatale ini ministry meeting sotole wo meeting no nyinto there are witnesses wo meeting on yinto minister of environment bijele PS bijele and there are other stakeholders I cannot name them as of now will be bijele but I thank each and every stakeholder me yanokai wo meeting no attend on behalf of the community 1 minute I have the minutes though I was not in the country but no minutes also tole and ni yan challenge yela minutes all boni ngajube ako itata pirane o faraba one of them itata jele JGB bari yaje ko the distance ye wala calculate wo ko wala atimna inata nankana ka sabana sukuta through the minutes wole bije iko ila decision o ita rescind lano because already ya started but I demand them to rescind this decision I demand the minister to rescind this decision and I demand again the minister to rescind this decision wo mu fennete mi yalon kan silo manta in short sukuta e wonu ki ale soto woni ko yale benabi andu accordingly me advise mi laleje wolem nyinti ko sukutan kolu ali ngake kilinti ngake kankilinti ngake bakilin fa kilinti nga mexo ko nanyi ko mbata malele nari mankili ya soto akakole yale pour ali alla goal achieve nari mankili ya soto nari be ko no akakole yale pour ali ya soto anunkana nyo on na mine momo la responsibility minti juli ngasika ngadi yala kansulo yala responsibility le soto MP yala responsibility le soto community elders yala responsibility le soto with all due respect momo la decision o minti momo la respect o minti ngasika ngadi yala mbe mobe tentula mbal jayla mbafla la baraka in short lalla ampurwa lima ampurwa moy sukuta dañ am luñu naxari dañ ko in short ñu ngi wax ministre bi décision am bobu nonu nako gestu waat mu delu gannaaw kon ci lolu nonu ma ngi leen di gërëm di leen sant jërëjëf
karna la profit odi man sa kunna ndal ni ala kumada Abubakar na la profit odi I just want to say few words ndeto mu Cerno Boubacar Thiam la di ndefana mu sukuda dingol di ndefana mu sukuda lansara dingol di ma VDC member am social secretary to VDC commune di am la fololi abo nyaming ndol mu mole mi ala ngol loi horma bakele ma loi no ma nyum ko dole ma ministre savele boy ali di ale de la moy min ka fo please ali di ale la moy sai nga ministre savele na mitino kele ndefambo mitino tole ndela fanga faraba birang ndelenga wol propose ngoy ko already wol mu fenko la mi ko kuare la mi fendije yiritije ba min boyla fa Abubakar taala basalo samalno wota keje bang ministre nte jabi minna ko wodula gam fatale ni Abubakar basalo sambaje basalo daba koli alale so Abubakar profito ministre ya tanin dolla indirectly ko wala kumada dolla jata kendat ndeñu ko kono min kan niyo kuyaje nawagla mol mi yalla ngo indita da je kata sovela wolba nafiki ya minna ye tole yalla ne ko tonya do ye tolni ala tema ila do ko ni ila londo tamanda nyama ko yamin karang itol dada wodula ni e ke basal sendati ya ke tiba garasti tulol ba bonna jel tulo ba jila dumala abita mola jiyo ba toralale andum kombo most of the jiyo min ka pombo min ka kombo ala abela bo holo ba nyum fore sol kono nawek faye wo fale ngamitino aten fore so do biri nada pour ka fence itol faye wol fay ko mi yalon ko molka nyamo min fay fore so kono iko silata pour wo kana jiyol man tora wala tindewi lafta pour faire fore so fence sa ni nyamo min ka fay ni we silata we jiyo man tora tulo min mabone de man sila we jiyo man o mun ko masifaldi o mun nafiki yaldi so nawek nde I'm very much disappointed in them itol inyanta kaminge ye la palasolu silata wolla ye Gambia banko mol la jata kende ata ya compromise so momo bo dula to mitinda nawek inyanta ye be bayle ninda badi mbije mba fala ko resign because you failed the nation marab masakunda do kula albanko kanu ali ala jubol bula albanko kanu ali ala jubol bula nal mala jubol bula alta banko do kula nyanda do kula nyami nyimbanko ntolle tamun be kanda nyimbanko kanda so please ma molbe dana e comme MP avanyami ndol we are very peace loving Cairo mbole no kan wala tin mba luala no mala kajibe nyunko abadanna dami ala baraka ba
okay say the last person mi now so ta na diam wala bakela diaspora ko docteur yang nafe docteur ena diamu because na nyim fole ko diam la ko no american go jongo okay
Mala Media House wala.
Media House in Seattle.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum. Right.